Hello everyone, welcome back to the Stupid Juice channel. Today we are going to do a tour of Dubai because it is reaching 5,000 days, and once it does, I want to finally actually do some stuff here because this place has sat literally untouched since day 1600, which, it's a long time. It's well over a year, so it's about time to do something here. But I think I want to start by going through, the history, the early days of this place. So, we started this sometime in, I think, December 2023. But yeah, I got the seed for the world off of a IBX Toycat, seed video. It's got the Mushroom Island in the middle. And then, what else has it got? It's got, all different biomes running around. But this place here, me and my friend, we were the first two to play on this. And we were kind of the only two who really played on it. And we started out Spawn Island, India, as it is now. Played a couple hours. We decided, first thing, that we were going to do an interesting little challenge with this world, where we would have to go through each set of armor in progression. So we'd have to get full leather first, then full gold, then full chain, then full iron, then diamond, then netherite. So all of them in order. And so to do that, obviously chain was really hard to get. Initially, we got leather really easily because of the Mushroom Island. That was really quick. And then, I don't remember how we got gold. I think we got gold just by mining the Mushroom Island. We might have come over here to the Mesa? I don't know. I don't really remember the gold aspect. But what I do remember is getting chainmail. Because we were in gold for a little bit. It was probably not too long. Probably for the first 30 days of the server, we were stuck at gold. And basically, for me, at that point, my only goal was to progress in the armor. And whilst that was happening, my friend had come over, and he claimed this land as his. And I claimed China all the way over that way as his. And as this was a village, the only close village, I came over here, and I set up this hole in the ground, and got all the villagers in this village into this hole. And whilst I was doing that, he was just starting to build his starter base, which I'm not sure what that means. But, yeah, so basically that was the first thing we kind of did at this place. This building, this hole. And if you look, I got rid of most of them. I kept a set of it just in case. But we traded a bunch of chain armor with the armorers. I got 4 or 5 of the armorers in here, and we were trading with them because not only could we get the chainmail armor and get that part of it out of the way, but we could also get iron and diamond armor from them. So we could get the next 3 sets we needed, and then it was just netherite we needed. But I think we got full chain. We were working towards full diamond, and I think we did actually get full diamond sets, and there was a mending villager here. But before we were finished, basically, with trading and getting max loot, all of these guys in here, as you can see, there was a bed for each block wide on both sides and a station for each. All of these guys vanished and died, except for a couple. I think it was 10 of them or something survived and turned into zombie villagers. And so it was clear that, for whatever reason, a zombie or something had spawned in there, and you can actually see it. It is relatively dark. So a zombie must have spawned in there, right? Because there's no way it could have got in, because we had this system. We had the door, and then down here we had the double fence gate to get in. Which, oh, what the hell? I don't know what that is. But it was a system to keep the villagers in and everything else out. There's no way a zombie could have got through all of that. And so that was a massive pain, but luckily I think we still had our mending librarian there as a zombie villager. And so my friend went ahead and killed them all up. And then we only had like 10. They were starting to breed again, and then this time they actually just vanished. Not even turned into zombie villages. They fully just disappeared, which kind of sucked because they were useful. This part of it has not changed at all, and that's the same thing with most of Dubai here, is that it really hasn't changed since day 1600. And actually, it hasn't changed since before day 1600. I will, however, show you things that have changed as I do the tour, but it's just like 2 or 3 things. Anyway, so that's just this entrance area here. There's some farms over there. That was some building. So this was the last thing he ever did before he quit, just prior to day 1600. And he also built that, which is a farm to get black ink for that building. And so, yeah, so he started with this initial small area, and then he moved on and started building out the Burj, because me and him, we decided we'd do a little challenge to see who could build a massive scale skyscraper first. And luckily for me, actually, I can show you guys an earlier copy of the world on day 50 to see the progress then versus how it is now. Alright, so here we are in the earliest copy of this world that I have, which, once I've slept, you can see is on day 50. I've just made it 51, but it was on day 50. And you can see this is how China here was on day 50. I just started digging out the dirt, laid out the foundation for the shape. We did have the nether hub kind of set up. It remained the way it was, basically, here for, fuck, how long? For thousands of days. As you can see here, here's the armor sets. So we got our leather, golden, chain, iron. We were just getting diamond. I had diamond. And then the next was the netherite set. And it's strange to see the world in this earlier form. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing here. And also, cutting back, whilst I'm flying over, it is day 4900 on the main one. I will do a 5000 day full tour, but I'm specifically doing this tour of Dubai because I want to have a log of everything there and the state it's in, because I haven't made any changes to it, and I just want to wait. No, sorry. I just want to have a record of how it looked, how it was, before I go ahead and do anything to it. Because I want to start actually doing stuff, and I've held back for the longest time because I didn't want to, like, change it. And I kind of wanted my friend to come back and, play with me again, but he never wanted to. And so, that's why I'm making this video. Anyway, here we are. This is Dubai on day 50. As you can see, the Burj was just starting, being planned out. He must have destroyed mountains and things to make that lake and everything. And also these trees. I mean, it's weird, but we used to have a bed on top of them. Anyway, the village is here. As you can see, we had a whole bunch of villages in here. Whole bunch of trades. Let's see what the trades we had on day 50 were. And as you can see, he was building his base there as I was doing these villages, like I told earlier. But anyway, let's have a look at these guys. We had Silk Touch, Efficiency 5, and then our mending, right? Aren't you mending? Hello? Can I? Hello? Oh, here we are, mending. So we had all these guys, and then we had the toolsmiths as well. You can look at one of these guys. So at this point, we only had level 2, and we were kind of trying to get them up. But yeah, then these guys, a bunch of them got turned to zombies, and then they all died and disappeared. These people do not exist anymore, which is kind of crazy. And then we have his base and all these chests. As you can see, that's what I was talking about. I traded a bunch of them. So we have so many duplicates, but I went and got rid of them all because, I mean, seriously, what are you ever going to do with all of these? And yeah, so this is the copy of the world on day 50, but I also have another copy on day 300, so you can see the progress we made in those 250 days. So obviously I'm going to be in China, so you can kind of see this is the main rivalry. So in China I went from that slight divot to literally, wow, I mean, it's kind of crazy how quickly these things got finished. Looking back, it felt like it took so much longer, but I guess it really didn't. Anyway, I'll just fly over to Dubai to see how it looked, because I don't even remember how it looked at this stage. Okay, so here we are at Dubai, and you can see, holy, so much happened in those 250 days. The Burj, as you can see, was basically already done at this point. So basically what he did is he built all the floors first, as you can see, all those different layers, because he figured it'd be easier to do that, considering how confusing and weird they were, than to place glass first. But yeah, you can see he got up to this level at this point, and it wasn't really that much to finish after that, but it's just kind of crazy how much changed in that time. And obviously already at this point all the guys in here had disappeared. We never got rid of the beds and workstations at this point. They sat there for a very long time because we were just like, really, kind of hoping maybe they'll just reappear. But anyway, he started to set up this place to have all the villages in it. Oh shit. There we go. So as a new spot to have all the villages, and yeah, I mean, there wasn't too much here still. It was just the Burj, and clearly, as you can see, it started to destroy these mountains. And yeah, it's just interesting to go back and see these earlier versions, because a lot of the stuff on here happened a lot earlier than I thought, and a lot of other stuff happened a lot later. Like, I thought at this point we had Elytras, we'd beaten the game, but no, we hadn't. 318 days. It's a long time to not have beaten the game. That's 3,000 minutes. That's, how many hours is that? If we divide by 2, 150 hours? No, it's not that much, but that's a very long time to not have beaten the game. And then if we fly over here, I mean, my friend, he had his ex join the world, and it's surprising to me that already all this had happened, that she'd joined, built a house, and that he had then put this sign here saying that the land has been annexed by the United States of Islam. This was the world 300 days in. And now I want to see if I can find the earliest version of the world after this, because I'm not sure there's any saves till much later, but let me see if I can find one. Okay, so this is the next earliest copy of the world that I have. So this is skip to day 1500, so it's around this point that he quit the world completely. And I gave him a copy of it because the reason he wanted to quit is he just got sick of the grind of the game, and he just wanted to build on creative. But I think the reason is actually a little bit deeper than that, because at this point we had finished our builds, and I'll just cut to Dubai now. Okay, so here we are at Dubai, and as you can see from earlier, it's basically identical to how it... Well, actually, it should be identical to how it is today, but I think two things. Those pillars, I removed them because they went straight into my build, and there is the train station here and the rail running underground. But other than those two things, this is identical. Oh, and I added some maps there, which I'll show you when I rejoin the latest version. This is identical. Oh, and keep saying oh, and. These trees, these were pissing me off, to be honest. I actually only got rid of them kind of recently, but as you can see, this bed, this was the reason I wasn't getting rid of them for the longest time. and these random planks, because it was kind of like a base in a way. I was like, oh, should I cut it down? Should I not? I'm the type who wants to preserve the history, if possible. But I eventually just got pissed off at him and got rid of him. But yeah, this basically is how it looks today. And as I was saying, the reason he quit, he claimed, was because he got sick of the grind and he wanted to build it on creative. And he did do that. He did a lot of building on creative. He sent me pictures of the stuff he'd done. But he never played it on survival again, and I don't think he will, especially now that we're not talking anymore, and it's been well over like a year and a half, and even when we were still talking, he didn't really show any interest in joining the world again. But I left it untouched, mainly because if he ever did want to come back, I didn't want it to be a different place than he'd left it. But I think the reason is a little bit deeper than that, because also recently I've experienced what he was experiencing whilst we were playing. Because basically, we'd both join the world, and to begin with, we'd always call, we'd always talk whilst we're playing, and it'd be fun, and we'd crack jokes and shit. But eventually, I kind of started to adopt the playstyle that I have now when I play this world, which is I kind of just lock in on whatever I'm doing, and it's usually just something monotonous, and I'm just doing that. Like, basically my gameplay a lot of the time is just this. And so, I mean, there's not much to talk about when you're doing that, and there's only so much that you can talk about. So eventually I started to refuse to call, because I was just like, oh, no, I'm just like listening to music, zoning out whilst I play. And so despite both of us being online, there was no interaction as well, because he was over here. I was 1,000 blocks that way. And honestly, that I realize now that leads to very much feelings of isolation. Which sounds weird, and if he had said, he feels like, we're not really playing together anymore. I think he did even say that, but I brushed it off because I was like, who really cares, It's like, yeah, guffaw, who cares? But I recently started to, well, not recently anymore, it was a couple months ago now, but started to play on another friend's realm, which he played with his uni mates. And initially I did call with him, and because he was away from his uni mates, and we played it together. We were on call together. But before long he stopped wanting to go on call because he was in person with people, and despite playing with him online at the same time, I felt very isolated. I felt as if I was not even interacting, and he refused even to reply to messages because it was difficult. He was on an Xbox. But yeah, I realized in those moments that was what I had done to him, to my other friend who built this place, Mr. Dubai. And honestly, I do believe that's kind of one of the big reasons he quit, but it's also something that I'm not sure I'd be able to fix, because as you get to the later stages of the game, you go for more big-scale projects, there's less like a personal interaction with the other person as you're playing. I think that's often the reason like series, they go into seasons and things, because the longer you play, the bigger your projects get, the less interaction there is with other people, the more you kind of fan out. It's why the early days of servers are so good, is because the tasks you're completing are still small, and generally you can do things together as a group. The longer you play, the more of the things you've done together as a group, the less things that are small, and it just becomes a compounding effect until nobody's really playing together. But yeah, I just wanted to document everything as it was before I'm going to change it at all. And I suppose I do also have the physical world as a backup, So I can always go back and look at this. But in the current world, soon I will change all of this. So I just want this as a record of how it was. This beautiful, beautiful Dubai. Let me take a screenshot, because that... Guys, that's the thumbnail. Anyway, I will be making 5,000 days very soon, because we're on day 4,900, so hopefully some of you guys tune in, come back for that. Turn your notification bell on, like and sub to The Stupid Juice, and I'll see you guys next time.